Okay. Ooh, I can't be in. Wait, there we go. Okay. All right, guys. Well, guys. Well, there is no guys. Okay. So, day two. Start with March 1st. Yesterday we did February 20. I just got in. I should have done my practice with my voice. So bear with me here. We're going to go ahead and read March. Okay. Actually, let me try something. Um, yeah, that would be cool if I could do that, but I don't know how to do that. So I don't. That's okay. All right. Today's March 1st, uh, where philosophy begins. Where philosophy begins. All right. An important place to begin in philosophy is this: a clear perception of one's own ruling principle. This is Epictetus Dis- Discourses 1:26-15. What does that mean, right? Philosophy philosophy is intimidating. Where Okay. Philosophy is intimidating. Where does one start? With books, with lectures, with the sale of your worldly possessions? None of these none of these things. I can't read his name. Epictetus is saying that one becomes a philosopher when they begin to exercise their guiding reasons and start to question the emotions and beliefs and even language that others take for granted. It is thought that an animal has self awareness when it's able to fully recognize itself in a mirror. Perhaps we could say that we begin our journey in philosophy when we become aware of the ability to analyze our own mind. Can you start with that step today? When you do, you'll find that from you'll find that from it will we really become alive, that we live lives to paraphrase Socrates that are actually worth living. So we actually live lives that we're worth living. Sorry, look, I know my reading could get better, and hopefully it does with this. It's just reading out loud is not forte, but I hope you guys got the gist of that. What that means to me is actually something I was talking to my with my son this morning. And actually, it comes from what happened last night. Right now, it'll be March 1st, 2025. Yesterday, there was a kind of an incident in our capital. And the reactions to this incident were crazy. And I commented on it, right? And the thing is, I commented. And one thing right now with our country is that as soon as you're starting to say something that doesn't align with someone that is set in stone in a party, either Republican or Democrat, they if you don't agree with one thing that they don't agree with, now you're all of a sudden like a Democrat, and that's what I was called. I was called like what do you call me, a hardcore Democrat, and it wasn't that. See, it's not that. I'm not either for Democrat or Republican. I feel that the more ignorant you are, the more easily you're persuaded to just fit in one team, because you can't see or you can't think for yourself. See, when I was saying, like, I wasn't challenging anything. It was just my perception, my view, and to be honest with you, like after doing some studying, that's how I see the world. But as he says, is like I think it all starts within, right? It starts with you. Once you realize that, and I think it's very important to realize that we are the masters of our domain, right? The things you can control in the world, there's only your actions and reactions. What decisions you make in certain situations and how you react when something happens to you. That's the only two things we can do, right? And knowing that, realizing that, realizing that to make better decisions, you have to be more knowledgeable. You know, you start wanting to learn more. You start, reading on human psychology, negotiations, money. Like I have a bookshelf full of books that, the more I read, I feel like I want to know more, because if I feel, and I don't want to, like, I don't know if they call the world enlightened, but I feel that the more information I have in my head, the more me myself, I can decipher what's going on and make my own decisions. I don't need some orange guy telling me what I should be thinking, or even though he's saying ridiculous things that embarrass me, whether he's the president or not, would that embarrass me to realize that we're acting this way, doesn't make me a Republican or Democrat. It just makes me knowledgeable, makes me, know that most of the things he's saying is just BS. And it is. It's been proven to be BS. And it's funny because like people that don't want to admit that there's something wrong, whatever, like they'll go left and right to justify it. But at the end of the day, what I think this passage is really trying to point us is, we need to be able to look into ourselves, realize, that we have the power to think for ourselves, start feeding ourselves the information we truly do need to progress us, not to back some politician, not to back the point of someone else, but just to back what you want to do, And like he says here, when you do, you'll find that from it, we really come alive, that we live lives that are actually worth living. See, once you realize what internally is that you really want, and what you want to pursue, and everything aligns with that, with what you're wanting to do, life is worth living. And it's not always about money. I'm not, money helps in a lot of these situations. Money is a shortcut. Like the way I tell people, money is just an extension of energy. But at the end of the day, no matter how much money you have, if you don't have the core belief, you're not able to look into a mirror and look at yourself and know thyself, and be able to think for yourself. You won't be happy no matter how much money you make. So I'm gonna kill my rant there today. I think it's a really nice passage. It's funny because it just triggered whatever happened yesterday. But hopefully, y'all, this serves you. You know where philosophy begins. Basically, I feel like philosophy is just the understanding of oneself and the educating of oneself. Once you understand, because here's the thing: once you understand, like my YouTube videos that I made and everything, where you are, because you are where you are. Once you understand and look at yourself, like, hey, this is all me. Where I'm at right now is all an evolution of what I've chosen to do, react, or the actions I've taken. And the moment you realize that you can change that, and you start gaining information to be able to change that. So hopefully, passages, this message kind of hits somewhere. Some people understand it, or it helps someone, and we get smarter for it. We get more enlightened. All right, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and end that today. It's great chatting with you guys. Hopefully tomorrow we got a little bit more interaction. All right, guys. Later.